So hey guys, in today's video we're going to be looking at the basics of Firestore. And Firestore is just Firebase's official database system. So we're going to go to firebase.google.com and would also be on Auth.dev because we're going to be integrating Auth with Firebase. So I'm going to get started on Auth. Now in here we are going to, on the left panel, look for adapters. Now adapters here are basically the databases we're going to be including in our website. So I'll select Firebase Firestore since that's our DB of choice. And the first thing we're supposed to do is to install Firebase adapter and admin. I'm just going to copy that. And on VS Code, I would paste that code here. That's on my terminal to install the adapter and the admin. So while the installation is going on, I'm going to need some environment variables. So I need my Firebase project ID, my client's email, and my private key. So if you observe, I'm following the process and the steps provided in Auth.js documentation. So I'm just going to copy these three variables and keep them in my .env file. So all we now need to do is let's get to generate the ID, the email, and the private key. So in order to do that, let's now come back to Firebase here. So on our Firebase website, we're going to click on the navbar, go to console, where we can begin to create our database systems because it's also a process. So I'm just going to create a new Firebase project here and I'm going to call it my first database. So my first database is what I'm going to call mine. So once I do that, you just want to click on continue. So I would not need to enable Gemini in this project. So I'm going to disable that. Click on continue again. Then I also don't need the analytics from Google. So I'm going to disable that and I'll click on continue again. That's create project this time around. Then it begins to prepare my project. So on my VS Code's end, I have a folder called config. Now config is just short for configuration. So this is a folder that will hold my configuration files for my database system. So back to auth.js file, I need to get my auth.js file and import Firebase there. So I'll need to import the adapter. I also need to import set. But let's come back to our database since it's ready. Let's proceed. So once you click on it, it should show you my first database here. Now, before we can begin to add data or manage data from our database, we need to add an application. So we're going to select web because we're trying to build a web-based application. So I'm going to give it a name. I'll give it my first database. Just the same name I gave the other one. So I'm not going to be using Firebase hosting, so this box is going to be left unchecked. Then I'm going to register it. Once we finish registering now, we also have to install Firebase. So I'm going to copy this code snippet and paste it on VS Code again. So after installing the adapter and the admin, we don't have to install the Firebase package itself. So that's what we're doing now. So once that is done, Firebase config as an object was created for me. So this is the object that allows me, that points to my database system exactly. So I'm going to copy everything there. And inside my config folder that holds my configuration files, I'll create a file, and this file I'll call it Firebase config. So I'll call it firebase.config.js. So in here, I'm going to paste that thing I just copied. So everything is going to be here. Every single thing is going to be here. So in here now, the next thing I need to do is I need to now create my database and store it in a variable. So I'm going to do a const, and I want to call my database DB. So DB is going to be equal to something. Now DB is going to be equal to get Firestore. Get Firestore is going to be equal to get Firestore. Now this get Firestore is going to pick the app that was initialized at line 17. So this app that we initialize here, I'm going to pick it here. Now get Firestore has to be imported, and it's coming from Firebase Firestore. So I'll just come to the top of my screen. Oh, this pop-up is already available. Once I click on that, the same thing happens. So import get Firestore from Firebase Firestore. And after creating our database, the next thing we must do is we must ensure that we export this database. That's it. So export DB. And we are done with the Firebase config file. So having done that, I'll click on continue to console now. So we've been able to add an application to our project. So the next thing that we need to do now is we need to check out our database here. So in this build, that's in the left panel, we click on Firestore database. So once that loads, the next thing that we're going to do is we have to now create our database. We need to now create our database. So we'll come back to aud.js, and in here now, we are just going to pick this thing. So, but we don't have access to these keys yet. So what we're trying to do now is we're trying to generate our project ID, our client email, and our private key. So I'm going to click on create database. So standard edition at all times. Click on next. So I'm going to leave this one as num5 United States. Click on next. Then I'm always going to start in test mode to allow me edit my database. So I'm going to click on create now. So it begins to create my database system. Once it's done creating, I will then have my database available and ready to send data. So this is what our database is going to look like. So you can see it says your database is ready to go. Just add data. Now we then need to remember get our project ID, client email, and private key. So this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to click on this guy icon and I'll select project settings. Under project settings, I'm going to click on service account. So in service account now, I need to download something from here. So I'm going to click on generate new private key. I'll click on generate key. What that does is it downloads a file. And once that file is ready, all I need to do is I need to click on it. Once I click on it, it opens a file on VS Code for me. So this file here that was downloaded is going to contain everything I need in my env local. So that's my auth Firebase project ID. So all I need to do now is I need to get this and store it somewhere. So in my auth Firebase project ID, I would come back now. And this project ID is also available in our Firebase config. That's project ID here. So as I'm going to this, I'm just going to pick it. If you observe, I'm going to copy this just like that. Once I pick it, I'm going to drop it in here, but this time around as a string. That's project ID. Then the next thing I need to look for is my client email, like that. So the client email should be available in this object that was downloaded, and it's just here, client email. So once again, I'm going to pick this. I will just copy that, and I'll drop it here, client email. Then the last thing I'm going to pick now is my private key, which is the longest, and it's a very long key. That's this one that says private key here. So I'm going to pick it from here. So I like to copy this without the quotation marks, and it stops here. So I'm just going to copy that and paste it here. So this is my key now. But if you look closely at this key, we have some things that say /n. Now /n is not part of my private key. So what I need to do now is, in my auth.js file, I would come back to auth.js and I'll copy this adapter here. I'll copy this adapter and place it outside of my providers array in auth.js, just like this. And after doing that, I then need to copy the import statements, which are Firestore adapter and cert, just like this. So I already have access to my project ID, my client's email, and my private key. But like I said, the project ID now, if you look closely at our ID, it has something like /n that repeated itself in multiple places throughout the project ID. Now, /n is not part of the private key rather. So we need to find a way to replace it. And this is what we are going to do. So every time we call our private key in our auth.js file, we're going to do a dot replace as a JavaScript function, dot replace. And in here, I'm just going to write this down. So forward slash, backward slash, backward slash, n, forward slash g, just like that. Then I'm going to replace everything that says backward slash n, like this. So after doing this now, this then gives me access to my keys itself. So after that, we have this now. You observe that this is a file that was downloaded, which should be available in your downloads folder on your PC. So it's always advisable to remove and delete this file once you're done downloading. So we just need to ensure that our database is exported at our Firebase config file, which it is, and our order.js file is made available here. We have the adapter, we have all our keys in our env local. So that's it. So this is how you set up your database system. So what we can do next now is we can now begin to write our code to do that. So let's now come back to Firebase. So in here, every time we make a read operation to the database system, we're going to see it here. So we have things like collection. So a collection is a combination of multiple related documents. Now these documents have fields and they also have values. So we can begin to add data here, and every time we add data to our collection, it appears this way. So having done all this, we now have access to, from our order.js file, we now have our Firestore adapter that is giving us our project ID, our client's email, and our private key. Now we are using this process.env method because our Firebase project ID is a variable that is secret. So that means that it's something we're trying to protect. So in order to protect it, just like we saw from order.js file where we copy this code snippet from, we have to pass it in this way, where we do a process.env, then dot whatever name we called it in our env file. That was the same thing we did when we were also trying to get the client's email, auth Firebase client's email. And if you remember, we just picked these things from their documentation. So after we got access to the project ID, we kept it secured in the env local so that every time we perform a push operation, our keys are not exposed. So and we also did the same thing for the private key. Now in our Firebase config.js, if you look closely, these keys are exposed. So to stop it from being exposed, what we can choose to do is we can also protect it just the same way that we protected the other one. So that's how we handle database systems. So it means in here now, we can create a route. We can create a route to do anything. So in that route, we can now choose to start sending data all the way to our database. But if I were to create a manual collection, we're going to need an ID. That's the name of the collection. I could just call this users. So I'm going to click on next. Then every time I create a document, it needs an ID. So I'm just going to use the auto-generated ID. Then I'll give this field something like name, and I'll say that okay, the data type that is being expected here is a string. So I'm going to pass in the string of John Doe. Then I could choose to add another field to this. So field of age, and I would just say that age is going to be a number. So the value is going to be 20, for instance. Once I click on save, it's going to look something like this. So I have a users collection. In this users collection, I have a document and I have age 20 name John Doe. So that's how we create. So that's basically the introduction to Firebase Firestore.